so here's the second part of what we're going to be doing. We're going to go ahead and do the ribs. And shocking thing, it's not really going to be much different than what we did to our butts. So basically what we've done is we went ahead and got some St. Louis style ribs. This is about 9 pounds. It looks like it's 3 St. Louis style rib slabs. So we're going to go ahead and cut these open. Slide them out. I do need to check. On our ribs, one of the things that we do look for, and I'm going to have to strip these, make sure the membranes on the back of the ribs are stripped. Sometimes a butcher, if you get them in a butcher shop, sometimes the butcher will do that for you. These obviously are cryovac, so they are not done, which of course is not a big deal. We can go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is get me a knife. Doesn't have to, I guess it doesn't really have to be a knife, anything kind of with a sharp edge. And then basically what we want to do, we want to kind of get up under this, right under this white membrane. This white membrane here is the membrane that we want to take off. So once you can kind of get a little foothold there, so you get in there with your finger. Finagle your way in all the way across, and then peel that membrane off. One. Of course, we'll go ahead and do this too. This really does kind of make the ribs a little bit more, tender. The membrane can be kind of tough, a little chewy, and this actually allows the smoke and the flavoring to penetrate the meat better. So that's the reason we take them off. Obviously, you leave them on if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and that would be number 2. A little piece left right here. Alright, that's number 2. Third one here. Alright, so once we've taken the membranes off, then what we're going to do, and you kind of tell them, and the membranes are now off the meat. I leave all the fat and everything on. I don't take anything off. We'll go ahead and a little bit of olive oil on both sides of the ribs. I'm just going to smear that on with my hand. Get that coated, and then what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and coat them front and back with the hog dust. Just smear that on so everything sticks. there's one rack, front and back. Throw a little bit more on that and put it on the tray. Next rack, and then obviously we'll do this to all three. Go ahead and do all three racks. Flip them. And then we'll go ahead and do the top sides. Okay, so those are now done. Top and bottom. There's no real reason to. And the top. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to the ribs. I'm going to sit here and go ahead and clean up. We'll take them out in the smoker and we'll go ahead and put them on. See you in a minute. Alright, so what we got here is, this is my smoker. A lot bigger than it needs to be. But we're just going to go ahead and get this thing fired up. So I've got a gas starter so that I won't say I'm going to cheat, but it kind of helps get the wood going. So I turn the gas on. Come over here. It's also always helpful to have a really good pair of gloves so you don't burn your hands off. So once we've done that, go ahead and take some wood. I primarily use white oak. We have a lot of it around here in South Carolina and Georgia, so it's primarily what I use. Obviously, people can use a number of different things. Hickory, mesquite. I know that's pretty big, but the oak is plentiful. You can get it from any tree place to take down trees. I mean, they keep a lot of this stuff on hand, and also a lot of it is used for firewood in the winter. So you know, it's definitely readily available, and it's not expensive. So, and it gives a great flavor to your meat. So basically what we do is we've started the fire. We're going to go ahead and shut that door. Usually what you're doing is when you want to get your smoker up to temperature, you go ahead and open up all the vents, top and bottom, let the heat start flowing through. It's going to create a draft, and we'll go ahead and get everything prepped for putting the barbecue on. Alright, so what we've done is we've gone ahead and gotten the fire started. You can obviously see the smoke go ahead and coming out of the vent. What we've got is, this is a reverse flow smoker, which basically means you got the firebox here, it comes under a platform, comes back across the meat and then out the top. Again, sophisticated. It doesn't have to be. You can use any number of smokers from anywhere and get the same results. So typically what I end up doing now is I'm going to open everything up, and then inside the smoker I have a pan, a water pan. Water is really important when you're doing barbecue because it keeps basting the meat in moisture and keeps the food moist. So you need to make sure you've got a water pan in your smoker and that you keep it full. So I'm going to go ahead and load that up right now. Alright, so we have now done that. Alright, now what we'll do is we've done that, we'll just go ahead and lower the grates, lower the lids. we'll let that get to temperature. The other thing is, real quick, make sure your gauges are calibrated before you start barbecuing. It's very important to keep the meat around 225, 220 degrees. If your thermometers are off, you could over or undercook the meat. If you have any questions as far as if the thermometers are calibrated or not, you can simply take the gauges off. You can run them under cold tap water, run a candy thermometer or another meat thermometer you have inside, run it under, and if they don't match, then these are adjustable. You can adjust them on the back, make sure that they read the same, and then attach it back to your smoker, and then you know you'll have a calibrated thermometer. So this is going to take a little while to get up to temperature. We're only at about 120 degrees right now, so we'll let this sit probably for about another 30-45 minutes. It should be up to temperature, and then we'll put the meat on. Right now we got our ribs done. We'll go ahead and go put those on. Right now we're about 240 degrees. I shut the vent down. If you want to go up here and look, we got a nice smoke flow going, so it's kind of basting those butts right now. We're going to go ahead and throw our ribs on. Our ribs are going to take about 3 hours. So we're going to go ahead and put those on, and we'll turn those after about an hour and a half. I start them always with the bone side down, and won't flip them for about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. Flip them over to the meat side. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open them up. And then we're going to go ahead and take our ribs. 1, 2, 3. All right, that is done. Shut it down. All right, now that's about it. Dropped about 10 degrees. That's fine. Go ahead and let everything get back up. So it's about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. We'll come back and check on it. We'll go ahead and flip those ribs, and we can check on the butts at the same time, even though we won't need to do anything with those for about 3.5 more hours. Anyway, see you in about an hour and a half, and we'll check on those ribs. All right, we're back. Changed shirts because we actually had gone out to dinner. But we're back to go ahead and kind of check on these ribs. Probably going to flip them over. We are now at 200 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and open them up and take a look-see what we've got. They have actually been on for about 2 hours. I'll move those here. Alright, so go ahead and grab a rack here. They're looking pretty good. Still a little rubbery. So we're going to go ahead and flip them. There we go. And we'll leave them for about another hour, and we'll come back and check on them. See you in about an hour. All right, we're back. It's been about another hour, so it's now been 3 full hours. We're going to go ahead and check on everything. So I got our smoke going. We're right at 200 degrees. Reach in there. Burn my hands. So let's get all the plastic gloves here real quick. Alright, so we're gonna got a little better light this way, so we're gonna reach in and grab and pull them out. They look really good. You know, pretty much everybody that, you know, when they do ribs, they tell you if they're falling off the bones, then they're overcooked. That's the way most people like to eat them. But I like to be able to, you know, that they bend real well and that the meat starts kind of pulling away. So if I kind of grab them and pull, you can kind of see the meat pulling from the bone, but it's still got a little tension left. That's pretty good right there. So we're gonna reach in and check all 3 racks. That rack right there, we might leave them open for another half an hour. That 3rd rack, we'll move it to the front. Put this other rack to the back. Give about another half an hour. We'll come check on it. They're really, really close. So we're going to check on them in about a half an hour. So we'll put them back on. See you in about 30 minutes. All right, it's been about another 30 minutes, and I think it's about everything's about done. The meat's looks like it's pulling away from the bones. We're going to go ahead and open it up, pull them off. It looks like again, the meat's, you know, pulling away from the bone. Still got some nice tug to it, so it's not, you know, fall apart. So it should be a good consistency. So we'll take these inside, we'll cut them up, slice them up, and see how we did. See you in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. We've taken the ribs off. I don't know if you can see them, but ribs got really good color. We're going to go ahead and just take this rack right here. We're going to cut into them. And then we'll be able to kind of see what we have here. All right, what we did is we got our ribs. You can see the really good color. See the smoke ring. Ribs are tender, juicy. Probably would let them sit a little longer, but those are your ribs. They're done, and that's pretty much all there is to it. We'll be taking the butts off later, so when we take those off, we'll kind of show what we look like when we finish the butts. So they're the ribs, easy to do, it's not hard. What is hog dust? Ribs. Thank you very much.